So two things here. One is when you lose 2 of 3 for the first time in 20 games, there is a possibility it's the beginning of the end. I was under the impression for most of the last year and a half that the Lions were at the beginning of a good run. The 2 of 3 doesn't have me believing that the window is closing on this chance to be competitive. This era of Lions football, a chance to be competitive, says to me they got to clean some stuff up. But didn't it used to feel like this was the beginning of a good run? Because they were just getting started, the beginning of a good run. Losing 2 of 3 shouldn't signify the end. To me, losing 2 of 3 is kind of typical of teams that are still climbing to the top. That's one. 2 is, Kang, one thing today's show and really yesterday's show has made me not look forward to, something that's likely to happen. The first show we have to do after they get bounced from the playoffs. Unless it's the Super Bowl, I'm not looking forward to that show.
Even the NFC Championship game?
I think even the NFC Championship game.
I think it all depends on how they lose. They got to win one playoff game. That's for sure. So that one, if they lose the first playoff game,
that's going to feel like a pretty big disappointment.
That's going to be a huge disappointment, no matter who they're playing against. But after that, I think you have a good portion of fans that keep it in perspective.
I hope so.
I think the last couple of days, I think has brought your faith in the Lions fan base down a little bit.
I think there's been a lot of people that have been waiting for the signs of weakness. And now they see it.
Because if they get trucked by like the Niners, let's say in the second round or something, or however this thing shakes out, I think people are going to be like, okay, that clearly was a better team than the Lions. We gotta go back to this offseason. We've got a draft, right? We've got free agency. What do we need to clean up? But if they lose to, the Vikings or the Seahawks, that's going to be bad.
What's weird is in the NFC race, 4 teams have distinguished themselves. There are 3 teams that are 10-3. Dallas, Philadelphia, and San Francisco. 1 team that's 9-4, Detroit. There's no 8-win teams. There's only 1 7-win team. So it's like there's this grouping at the top that Detroit is in. Then there's a gap where only 1 team has 8 or 7 wins. And then there's everybody else. We're in a good spot. 248-539-9797. And the other thing is they don't need help. Like they control their own destiny. Which is, even when the previous Lions teams, even like Stafford's best teams that were trending towards the playoffs, they were always dealing with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Now, I suspect over the next couple of years, the Packers could get better. Bears could get better. Heck, Vikings could get better. But I don't think the Lions are going to need help. They're going to have to beat good teams to hang on to their spot at the top of this division. And that's okay. They don't need help anymore. They can do their heavy lifting themselves. All right, let's get back to your phone calls. Robert's next on 97.1. Hi, Robert.
Hey, guys. Love your show. Love your connectivity.
Well, thank you.
Wanted to specifically talk about Jared Goff. I'm from Southern California. I remember watching him in spring training at UC Irvine. The thing between him and McVay, it wasn't his play, not to have a rhyme, but there was a personality conflict there. The newspapers read like a soap opera between those guys. But as a young man, he took the team to the Super Bowl that hadn't been there for 17 years. Then he comes here, and you can see in 3 years, they're getting better, and better. You look at any team that's a top-tier team, San Francisco, Cowboys, Philadelphia, it doesn't happen overnight. You got to bring in the right you have to have the right ownership, the right management, right coaching, right players, and it's a step-by-step build. And I would bet all the money in the world at Caesar's Palace that Lions fans would put everything down if they could be told that these are the types of years you're going to have and you're going to continue to grow. He's the right guy with the right coach. They're on the same page. Football's a long season, and it plays out. And what it looks like today is completely different than tomorrow or yesterday. And I just think this team, for the first time in forever, that from what I've been around, is definitely delivering a great product, giving the fans, they're in every single game. They're winning the majority of their games. They're only going to get better. They're not making stupid split decisions just for the moment. And that's the sign of a quality team, ownership, and management.
Robert, the one thing about it is, I guess I took issue today with the people that are ready to dump Jared Goff. Let's let this man do something that hasn't been done in 30 years, lead a team to a division championship, and then see what he can do from there. And there's a decision coming up on a contract. Yeah, I got it. But we don't need to make that decision today. And we are at a point, we are at such a, I don't want to say uncharted territory, because some of us were around when the Lions won a division. But yeah, I think it's okay to just say, hey, let's give this thing a shot. Let's give this thing a shot. Because I don't think we're in a hopeless spot. Let's go to Tony next on 97.1 The Ticket. What's up, Tony?
Yes, sir. How you doing today, Doug?
Good, thank you.
Good. I pretty much think that right now what the problem is, and including myself when it comes to Jared Goff, I just think he's doing like 70 in the fast lane, and us Michiganders are used to doing 80, 85. So with him, yes, he is going in the right direction. He's not doing nothing illegal. He's not doing nothing wrong. You know, we are progressing. We are moving forward. But I think as Michiganders are so used to doing 85 in the fast lane that we want him to throw that deep ball, run that risk of possibly getting pulled over or something of that nature. And I think just because it hasn't been thrown yet, that's where a lot of us are throwing up our red flags. Oh, no, I think something's going on. But I just think he's just doing 70 in the fast lane, and us Michiganders aren't really a fan of that. We're so used to doing 80. Especially with us being so close.
I don't know why we'd be used to. Why would we be used to anything? Are we used to 9 and 4?
No, not at all. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I think. I think we just in that position where he's doing, like you said, you bring me off the ledge pretty often. You know, sometimes I'll be on my high horse and I'll be like, "Come on," but then you'll say something that it, changed my perspective. So I'm with you 100%. I just think that we so used to. I think he's just moving in the progression that, like you said, we are moving, progressing. I'm not faulting him. I'm not down to him. I just think we are looking for that 1 or 2 deep pass that will shut us up. I feel like
I would too. I mean, look, I think their deep threat is Jameson Williams. He's their best. Clearly, he's their best deep threat. He's learning too. It's more than just run down the field, turn around, catch a ball, go in for a touchdown. I mean, there have been a couple of those where over the wrong shoulder. I think one was a wrong route, but. Hey, I just wanted to take a moment here at the end of the show to say we lost a friend here of the station in Don Swendell, who did voices and produced stuff for years here at 97.1 The Ticket and at NWDFM before that. Was a great personality, a big part of early sports talk radio in Detroit. And I remember when I first met him, it felt like a real thrill because I heard his work forever, and he passed away 2 days ago. And just want to tell Don, we loved you, man. You were a big part of a lot of our earlier days in radio and influenced a lot of what we do and always provided feedback. And I think everybody's got a Don Swendell story of one kind or another because he was such a unique guy. Great jazz musician and good friend, and he will be missed. So thank you for all your support over the years, Don. Rico Beard has made his way into the studio. Hello, sir.
What's going on, Doug?
I'm very interested, and I hope the Twitch crowd tunes in today because the two of you are wearing, you don't have to say what it is, but you two are both wearing somewhat random Power 5 hoodies today. Was that by design?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was wearing this because the fans of the show know Mike lost a bet to me.
Okay.
This was the payoff to the bet.
Okay.
So,
all right.
yeah.
Well,
it was just random. I was just like,